Hey guys, just wanted to touch base with you. I haven't seen you since last week, and I won't see you for the next 2.5 weeks. So I wanted to just update you on what we're doing to transition your History 18 course from an in-person course to an online course. First of all, make sure that you are checking your email and connected, especially through Remind. If I have updates or Google Meet codes to send out, I'm going to use probably Remind rather than whole class emails. So make sure that you're signed up for Remind. I'll be communicating through it frequently. I think just with updates. The other thing is make sure that you're taking a look at Canvas. That's where everything's going to be happening. So that's our virtual classroom. So hopefully you know this because it's been the case since last semester. But each week I post a weekly schedule to Canvas. You can see it right here. This week, this is what I have so far. I'll be publishing this. Actually, I already published it, but we're working. Obviously, you're working on your own time. You have a flexible schedule, but if we were in class, this is what I would be expecting you to do each day. So manage your time, but make sure that you're getting all of the content. You have until Wednesday night to finish the Chapter 20 quiz that we're supposed to take on Friday, and we're not going to have a Chapter 21 quiz or a Chapter 21 True/False quiz in class this week. In fact, we're going to postpone those quizzes and have kind of a unit multiple choice test, and we'll give you a study guide and more details about that on Canvas in the days and weeks to come. So make sure that you are up to date by checking Canvas and checking your reminds and checking your emails regularly. Those are all key to success in an online class. So kind of status update, which I'm sure you've gotten this information already, but the county has closed all the schools until at least March 31st. So that's the 2.5 weeks out from now. We're going to continue the class. We've been working with NPC and Carmel High to make sure that you guys can continue on and that we don't have to reconvene in the summertime or make up days through this onlining model. That's my understanding at the moment, at least, that we can continue online so that we don't have to extend the school year. So these are counting. This is going towards your CHS and NPC transcript. So our goal, Mr. McCarty and I worked together all day on Friday to make sure that there's as much continuity as possible and as little disruption as possible. So we're going to stick with the basic grading models, just the change to the quizzes that I mentioned. In place of those quizzes, as I'll talk a little bit more about, you're going to have discussion forums. Okay, we did update the calendar on the syllabus, so make sure that you check out the new syllabus. It is linked to our Canvas page at the top, and it has an updated calendar. Anytime we make a change to the syllabus, we will let you know. All right, but again, you can find that calendar on Canvas as well. Okay, so your responsibility is pretty much the same. You need to be reading the chapter each week. That's more important now than it was before because you're not going to get the benefit of in-class time to ask questions or for me to direct you with content, although I will be posting lectures periodically and videos. So make sure that you're preparing for your assessments, the Unit 2 prompts, and we'll have a multiple choice study guide up as well for the chapters that we're going to be doing online. We're going to do that multiple choice test when we get back to class. We'll put all of those resources up on Canvas as well. So you should be preparing for those short answers and that long essay. All those new due dates are in your syllabus and will be on Canvas. The change is we're going to ask you to do a weekly discussion board post. So we're not going to have quizzes on a weekly basis, but instead what we want you to do is thoughtfully respond to a couple of questions that cover the big content from that week. So this week we're studying the Great Depression and the New Deal as a response. So we want you to think about the New Deal's effectiveness in responding to the Great Depression. And then a secondary question, what's the appropriate role of government in responding to a crisis? I think it's a totally appropriate question, all things considered. My responsibilities, I'm going to keep up with online lectures and video links and documents, articles, other resources to support your learning, to supplement what you're reading in the textbook. So make sure that you're checking Canvas for those things, and I'll get them up as quickly as possible. I will also be checking my email and my Remind, just in case you need to reach out to me or you have any questions or comments or you're unclear on how to proceed. I'm planning to schedule a Google Meet for this week, one for each class, and just kind of see how that goes. If you have any questions about the content from the chapter, so we can discuss that, and we'll see how that goes. I have no idea how that's going to go. So before I leave you, the history teacher in me feels compelled to remind you that we're living history right now. It's definitely obvious that what we're living through right now is a significant event in the course of United States history. So not that we haven't been through events like this in the past, but this is one of those events that you're not going to forget in your lifetime. So we are living history right now. I would encourage you to um, socially distance yourself from others. You may not feel as though you're part of a population that's at risk, and that may or may not be true, but there are vulnerable people in our society who may be put at risk by the decisions you're making. At least that's what our best information is telling us right now. So I personally think about my mother, who is in a high risk group with respiratory condition and advancing age, and a little bit of inconvenience for me to make it easier for our health systems to respond to the most vulnerable among our community. I think that's the least I can do. So I hope that you agree with me on that. I think about how Americans responded to the Great Depression and World War II, and how anytime there's been a crisis and we've been asked to make sacrifices as a nation. There's great examples in American history of the American people showing up and making sacrifices. So you get to be a part of that now. So we're just doing our best to be our best, and we're doing our best to be our best for each other. This isn't necessarily about me. It's not necessarily about you. It's about us. So do what you can do. Read up. There's some great articles about flattening the curve and why it's so important to be a little bit more isolated right now, and do the hand washing, all that sort of stuff. I highly encourage you to find some good resources, read them critically, and apply their lessons to your life, so that we don't have regrets as we look back as historians down the road. So, all right, I'll miss seeing you guys in class. It's not going to be the same sitting here in my garage talking to a computer, but yeah, we've got this, and I hope to see you all soon. All right, take care.